Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of HomeKit Insider. You've got me, as always, Andrew O'Hara, here with my pal, the man of the hour, the belle of the ball, the man who played bell at a very fancy ball. It is Steven. Could I get some MagSafe with that? Robles. How you doing, man?
You know, I could sing a song from the Cinderella musical if, we're talking about a ball. 10 minutes ago, I saw you. That's all I remember. But anyway, yeah, belle of the ball. I did ballroom dancing. I took a ballroom dancing class one time. Me and my wife did it. Learned how to, not cha-cha slide. What did we learn? We learned, not swing. It was, the rumba. I think we did the rumba. And we did something, anyway.
Now you're just naming vacuum cleaners, Steven.
No, not
HomeKit on the mind.
Not
Smart home on the mind.
Roomba. I meant rumba. Rumba. Anyway, do you dance, Andrew? Are you a cuddle little rug? No.
At a wedding. That's it.
That's the extent. All right, very good.
That's the extent.
That's the extent. I get it. Yeah, it's not I'm not a big dancer either, but did the class. Anyway, this has nothing to do with HomeKit. And listen, we do have there's a bunch of actual HomeKit news, devices. Things are happening, Andrew. It's wild. And we did have one 5-star.
I have so many hands-on things here, like it's crazy.
Yes. You have things, you have hands, and you have the hands-on things. So we're gonna do all of that. One 5-star review shout out, GJ Zwart from Norway. Norway. We got people listening all the way up there. Pretty cool.
My wife and our neighbor friends would love to escape and just go live in Norway. So,
yeah,
if you got like a house for sale nearby, let me know.
Isn't it true you could see the Aurora Borealis from up there? From
Believe
Norway?
So. Yeah,
I think so. That'd be pretty
We're
sweet.
big fans of Iceland, and Norway is not that far away, and I hear it's really cool. So I think it's on our list to get to eventually.
Yes, I hear it's very cool as well. I would like to get there. Invite us over, okay? Invite us over.
Got it.
GJ Zwart. We'll come by. We'll swing by. We're gonna
come hang out.
Yeah, we'll hang out. All right, we got some news.
And then never leave.
They never leave. They probably have good internet up there, right? Think there's good internet over there? Yeah.
What's your upload speed?
They're closer to the North Pole, which is the source of all the internet. That's what I've heard.
That is where internet comes from. So it's got to be
we should start
faster.
We just started a conspiracy theory right there. In that 1 second, we just started a conspiracy theory. 5G comes from the South Pole. That's why I get my internet from the North. Sorry, I don't know.
That's right.
I don't know where that came from. All right, let's talk about news. I put this article in the notes, and I forgot about it until right this second, right before we recorded. But this was that Honda and Acura actually adding garage door control to Apple CarPlay Android Auto. I thought it was interesting because this has to do with the MyQ, the Chamberlain garage door openers, which I feel like some time ago, I don't know if it was about a year ago, that it was kind of unknown what Chamberlain was doing with their garage door openers, like maybe they were going away or not really supporting it anymore. But it seems like they have come back in this partnership with Honda and Acura. And so if you have a car with CarPlay or Android Auto built into it, and you have a compatible garage door from Chamberlain that actually speaks to the CarPlay Android Auto, you can open your garage from the CarPlay in the car, which I feel like that's, I guess it's not actual HomeKit. I'm looking at these screenshots now. If you could watch it at youtube.com/HomeKit Insider, this is not a HomeKit garage door opener. It's just a separate app, a bespoke app to open your garage door, which I'm going to be honest, looks really like it stinks. I would want it to be a HomeKit garage door opener, so it actually shows up, like, because I actually have a little CarPlay screen now. I know what this does. When you're within like that 1 mile radius of your house as you're pulling back into your home, the little garage door like slides in on that main CarPlay screen, and you can just tap it to open your garage. It's all integrated because it's a HomeKit thing. No, I don't want this. I don't want a standalone garage app. No way. Anyway.
Yeah. So you're right. So actually, MyQ has continued to be around. What has been discontinued is the MyQ HomeKit bridge. So this is what actually bridged your MyQ system to Apple's platform. Before that, it could work on its own as a smart system, but it wouldn't work with HomeKit. So you need like a separate device. So when I had one of these, still do, I have like your garage door, then I have like the first part and then I have like the bridge part. So it's like multiple pieces that would work together, and it's a little bit funky to get set up. But they had discontinued the bridge, and they continue to support their own MyQ app and other smart home platforms and everything. So now this seems like almost a way for them to work around that by getting into CarPlay this way. But like you said, I kind of hate it because you have to like open an app and then tap it to control it.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm just putting it in the built-in. And I know not everyone has like the built-in, garage door openers in their car. But since this is for CarPlay, like you're assuming it's a newer car at that point,
Right.
which probably has the built-in openers, and that's just going to be easier than opening an app and then pressing the button to open it. You're right, Steven, the CarPlay is just the best interface because it just automatically appears.
Yeah, it just slides up.
You also don't need a Chamberlain garage door. I believe there are other ones that actually support MyQ that aren't necessarily made by Chamberlain.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like their smart tech that they've been trying to put into other ones as well.
Gotcha. I'm hearing a lot of shirt sounds from your microphone, so if you don't mind adjusting that, and I will talk about my garage door opener, which I have loved for many years. And this is the Meross garage door opener. I've mentioned it before on the show, but it's about $50 HomeKit. And honestly, it is one of the most solid HomeKit devices I have. I don't understand how this is so. Like, I have had other like Meross light switches that will sometimes like I need to reset or whatever. Garage door thing, not a single time have I needed to reset this thing. Has it lost connection? It is one of the most rock-solid HomeKit devices I have, and the Meross one pretty much integrates with whatever garage door opener because whatever motor it has, like there's the two wires that come out of the Meross thing. You stick it into the little ports, like you basically, whatever the wires going to your wall switch are or anything else, like, the little engine will have these little wire holes. You just stick it in there. You can even piggyback it with the switch. Like, you don't have to have separate holes. I don't know how it works, but it's amazing, and it's super solid, and it's HomeKit, and I love it. So I would say, I guess if you're building a new house or you have a new house built and they put one of these My Chamberlain things in the garage, I guess it's okay, but I still want it in HomeKit. I want everything in HomeKit.
This is good if you already have this. It doesn't have to be a new house. There's a ton of people that have MyQ supported garage doors already. Like there's a ton of them out there that don't have HomeKit. You just got this functionality overnight, which is a software update. You install this app, and you're good to go. You have it in CarPlay. Great. But it's still not the same as HomeKit.
That is right. But, it is HomeKit. I was just talking about Meross. I didn't even plan it. This is a Meross smart fan and light wall switch control. Now, you asked in our notes, has this existed? I don't know. This is my first time seeing this. How is this new?
Yeah, so I've seen so much stuff around the Prime big sale.
Right.
Got a big Prime package for you. I don't know, but they have. Everyone's been sending news around that, and then I was looking at this Meross stuff. I'm like, has this existed? Because I don't remember this. And what is cool about this, Steven, if people remember the state of HomeKit fan switches,
it's rough out there.
All of them, including Lutron, uses just the fan.
Correct.
But what happens when you're one of those people that have a single switch that controls your fan and your lights? Like there's lights in the fan, and then you have one switch that's got like a weird dial and then a fan control or something, like those situations. And that is in our one room. We have that. And I end up having to just like leave the fan on and then put one of the Lutron auras around to control that, and then to control the hue lights, and then I just have to manually control the fan, basically. So this is a single gang box, a single button to control your fan speeds and your lights that are built into the fan.
Beautiful.
Which is super cool. So if you have a single box that controls both, this is for you.
Amazing. I'm curious. So there's no hub needed, which is nice. Meross stuff, doesn't use a hub. It is HomeKit compatible, so you'd have ceiling fan control. I am curious because I have ceiling fans. They're wired to two switches. So one switch is the fan control, one switch is the light control. Could I use this one switch as like a Voltron switch and combine my two into this and then just have an open gang box hole where I can put like a Pico remote or something in my wall. No, I'm not expecting you to have the answer. I'm just curious. I don't know.
My guess is yes. So I have not wired these in a few years now, but I believe it's just like a separate set of, wires for control that you put down. I'm pretty sure you would just be able to wire them in here into one, and then, like you said, mount whatever you want. A Lutron Pico in there, put a Wemo Stage, whatever you want on that second one to control scenes or anything else.
Man, fascinating. Pretty cool. All right, so that's $40. Meross. We will put that link in the show notes. And again, I was just speaking the praises of Meross stuff about my garage door opener. And I do have multiple Meross switches and smart plugs, and it's good stuff. They make affordable HomeKit devices that actually work really well. So kudos, Meross. We used to call them Meross because we didn't know any better. And Meross actually means kind of like, sad. But no. They're not Meross. They'll make you Meross, which is happy, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Well, it was funny enough. I had just covered that. I had just put that thing in there, and I'm scrolling through TikTok one night, and I literally got an ad for what they claimed was all new Christmas lights from Meross. So I didn't link these. I just put a little note for us. But I didn't even know they had Christmas lights. So now this year you have easily to choose from Twinkly, which we had covered before, that has some of the coolest effects and AI stuff. They're incredibly cool. You have the new Philips Hue ones that are waterproof and everything. You have the Meross ones now, and I think didn't Nanoleaf or something?
Yes,
just
Nanoleaf
announced
Christmas lights.
Yeah, so you got 4 holiday lights
Amazing.
that are all smart connected this year, which is pretty sweet. There might be more, but those are the ones that I know of off the top of my head.
Happy holidays.
Oh boy.
Happy holidays. I can hear Andrew's eye roll whenever I start singing. It's audible. It's an audible eye roll. Listen, we have more HomeKit news coming, but before we do, we want to thank our first sponsor, which is Shopify. Shopify, listen, you've used Shopify. You might not know it. You didn't even recognize it, but probably 99.9, no, I don't know what the exact number is, so don't quote me on it. But so many websites use Shopify because it's just the easiest experience, not only for the user, but if you make stuff. Whether you make merch or you want to sell stuff online. I used to make lots of websites for people, and when it came to e-commerce, there were a lot of different options out there for people to be able to buy stuff through websites. Honestly, the easiest one, the only one you have to think about, the only one you have to know about is Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Andrew's actually going to start selling some of his chicken eggs using Shopify. Did I get that right? Maybe?
That's correct. You can just get them in a box.
That's it. Ship them anywhere.
That's it.
Norway?
Ship them anywhere.
We'll send them to you. No, that's not.
Yeah.
None of that is true. But I have used Shopify personally to set up many websites, and it's just you can launch your shop at any stage. Where again, selling podcast merch, you have an entire business running e-commerce because you're selling things online, digital products or physical. That was one of the big things. Is I had customers who wanted to sell digital products, but had very specific desires of how long can someone download this digital product after they purchase it, because you want to be able you want these links to expire. You don't want to, because then people just share the stuff. And so those very specific products, especially for digital ones, Shopify had all those options. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms. And I'll be honest, I recognize Shopify when I'm checking out, and I'm I trust this because this is the checkout process I see 90% of the time. And Andrew probably buys half of his stuff was through Shopify, at least half. At least. So sell more with less effort to Shopify. Oh, also, Shopify Magic is a new AI-powered part of the Shopify platform, which helps you get your stuff done even faster. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. Like I said, not 90, but they power 10%, which is huge because, companies have their own proprietary stuff. But anyway, Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, Brooklyn, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. They're global, worldwide. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to support your success every step of the way because businesses that grow with Shopify. So sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/HomeKit, all lowercase, shopify.com/HomeKit to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/HomeKit. That link is also in the show notes. You can just click it there Thanks, Shopify, for sponsoring this episode. I guarantee you some of the smart home stuff that we talk about today will be on a Shopify website. Guaranteed.
100%.
Guaranteed.
I'm pretty sure it might be
100%.
this next company, actually.
And you know what? I think you're right, because the next one is, boom! Nanoleaf expands matter-capable essentials lineup with new bulbs. New matter-capable bulbs. There they are. They're the new essentials downlight and GU10. The downlight kind of looks like a canned light. It's pretty cool. And it's $35, $50. Looks good. Matter. Nanoleaf already sports HomeKit, though. But yeah.
The GU10 there, that's $50. That's actually for a 3-pack. So you do get a 3-pack. They're matter over thread, so all thread connected. And
Nice.
that lamp, I think, is what is the cooler thing. So this is done in a partnership with the Canadian firm Umbra, which you've probably seen before. They create a lot of just nice looking home goods, really cool and sleek. So this is the Umbra Kono. But basically, it's a cone, right?
Yes.
It looks like a snow cone. It's a snow cone. It's white with a slightly curved top. That is colorful because it can be 16 million colors. It's got the Nanoleaf tech built into this light, so matter over thread, all that stuff. And the bottom is like a little cross, like a fire pit or something starting, and you can put it facing up. You can angle it on the side, or you can even hang this thing upside down. It's got 5 hours of battery life built in, powers up nicely over USB-C. So you just pick it up, and that X-shaped bottom is meant to be able to use as almost like a handle, so you can easily carry it around, place it places. Super cool. It's just really neat looking, different. It's small and compact. I think that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. It looks very cool. I like the lamp. I like that it's rechargeable. And USB-C. Thank you. Thank you, Nanoleaf, for USB-C. Right? You know, the iPhone now is USB-C. I don't know if you knew that, Andrew. That's a new piece of information. I know. It's shocking. Shocking.
Can I tell you a tweet or a post, whatever, that I have been meaning to put out for weeks?
Yes.
And because in my head I thought it was hilarious, and I just haven't done it yet.
Okay, I'm ready.
I want to take pictures of all of my now useless lightning accessories. I had the MagSafe battery pack, my Backbone one, and a few other adapters and everything, and I just want to take pictures of them and then put the Sarah McLachlan, in the arms of an angel, and just that's it. That's the whole tweet. And
that's pretty good.
Got around to taking the photos and putting it up. So maybe one day I will. But I've been collecting all my lightning accessories just to kind of get rid of that I can no longer use, and that was my thought.
Well, I had a drawer of cable drawer, as you do. And I got it all out, and I was like, time to clean house. Time to get rid of all the lightning cables. I want none of these lightning cables. Get them all out of here. And then
just like you do with underperforming children.
Wow. Not me. I didn't say that. Do you have a Face ID shirt, by the way? Where did you get this Face ID shirt?
That's from Grid.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Andrew's wearing a T-shirt.
The back looks cool.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. It's like a Grid frame where you have the exploded iPhone. That's cool. Yeah. I saw the Face ID thing there. I was like... is my face being scanned right now?
It's like Face ID or Finder. I don't know. It's a combination. Face ID.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It's Face. It's Face ID. Although, the face is from Finder too.
They look the same.
Round a corner. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, lightning. So I had all these cables out of my drawer. I was ready to clean house, and I only had maybe 2 or 3 lightning cables left. And I was like, I'm gonna get rid of them. And then I look over, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, my magic mouse. Oh, shoot, my magic keyboard. Oh, poop, I have an iPhone 14 that I sometimes use to take pictures of my iPhone 15. I'm like, well, lightning's not going away anytime soon. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, your phone you should clearly just charge over MagSafe.
No, but I need to transfer footage from this thing, and I do it over the cable. You know what I'm saying?
So this is, I don't know if you've seen this before. I think we talked about it on the show once. I'm using it to charge my laptop because it's very low. It's not going to focus. This is a cable from Native Union.
Oh, it's one of those 3-headed dragon things. I ain't doing that.
This is super cool. This is the only one that exists on the market like this, and it's one half is USB-C and the other half is Lightning.
It's a T.
And there's actually a physical, because you can't create a USB-C cable with a lightning adapter. Like, it's actually against the MFI specs.
You can create one of those little things where they dangles off the end, though, right? They have those cables where you have...
No, you can't create those. Not with USB-C. You can create a USB-A one that goes to... Or you can go to micro USB on the end and then put an adapter. But you cannot make a USB to USB-C cable with a lightning adapter, a USB-C to lightning adapter that sticks on the end. It is not allowed in the MFI spec, and there are no certified cables on the market that do it. The way that Nanoleaf got around it is by literally just making a USB-C to lightning and a USB-C to USB-C, and there's a physical switch in there that slides back and forth.
Wow.
But it is really handy to have for anyone who still has legacy devices, maybe a spouse that is still on like a last-gen device or whatever.
Wow.
They're helpful. 2
roads diverge in a narrow wood, and one was lightning, one was USB-C. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice, but from what I've tasted of desire, it's going to end with a lightning port. That's where it's going to end. Anyway, that's Poetry Corner for this week. Anyway, I still have lightning cables. I still need to charge my Magic Keyboard. I still need to charge my Magic Mouse. Can't do anything about it. So, one day. Do you think we're going to see an M3 or M2 iMac or something and finally get USB-C Magic peripherals before the year's out? You think it's going to happen?
Dude, the analysts have waffled ridiculously on this.
Yeah.
From where I sit right now, my bet is it'll be more likely that we're going to see iPads before the end of the year via press release than Macs. Yeah. But like Mike was talking about how Apple basically had bought out all of TSMC's capacity just for the iPhones. So he doesn't think that they're going to be able to crank out M3s to make any new products.
I see.
So, like in time for the end of the year.
Right. But if they were just going to stick like an M1 or M2 in the iPad mini, they got just barrels of those M1 and M2 chips. It's everywhere.
Yeah. Oh my! I am so excited for a new iPad mini.
Yes.
Oh man, especially if they put Thread in that thing like they do with the iPhone.
That's true.
I put this in the notes later on. We can real quick. Have you noticed your accessories being insanely fast as of recently? Because like, I swear, like I have a Nanoleaf Thread light strip above me, and I didn't even like finish the sentence and it had already responded. Like it was so fast. And I've noticed it more and more with other accessories, and I don't know if it is like the thread on my phone connecting directly to the light that makes it like instantaneous, but so many of my accessories have been just stupid fast. Scenes can still take, a good couple seconds for everything to run through the scene.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Crazy.
Maybe I've noticed some accessories being fast. My issue is, as I've talked about before, I'm a button nerd. I got HomeKit buttons everywhere. I have the Flick ones, I have the Acura ones, I have the Eve ones, I've just all the buttons. And there's this one Acura button that it's not Acura's fault because I have lots of Acura stuff and it all works really well. But this one button was running my main living room kitchen scene where I had you press it once and it ran a scene for the morning. Like you're entering the kitchen, the lights are turning on, the shades open, my SmartWing shades, and then you click it twice because you're leaving the kitchen and the shades lower and all the lights turn off. It used to be super fast. I don't know what happened. It wasn't an iOS 17 thing because it was doing it before iOS 17 came out. But now, when I press that button to run a scene, it's a full-on 7 seconds, maybe 10 seconds before anything moves, before anything turns on. And I could just probably reset the button or get a different button or something. And I just haven't yet because it still works. Just takes a long time, and it's just annoying enough where I'm going to complain about it here on the podcast, but I'm not going to do anything about it, and that's where I've landed on that. But I have been putting more and more of these Flick buttons all over the house. Flick and Acura both require a hub. The buttons require a hub, but the Flick ones respond very quickly. And the Acura one did too. I don't know what happened recently, but my Acura one's very slow. And Andrew's now back. If you're not watching, you didn't notice that Andrew just left and then came back. And now he's going to say that he got something or FedEx delivered something. What happened? You're muted also, so no one can hear what you're saying. No one can hear you. Yeah, because he literally left the room.
Yeah, I was moving everything around. Yeah. No, my laptop was dying because I didn't have any charge when I came into this episode. So I had plugged it in here with that cable, and the stupid power brick I have is just some really random one, just like really generic, low quality USB-C power brick. And I'm like,
Nice.
my laptop is dying faster than it's charging, so I need to swap out my USB-C power brick. And funny enough, these actually came out this week. But Nomad has 2 new super slim
Yes.
USB-C power bricks. So
Those
one's a
look nice.
dual output, so 65 watt USB-C dual output. But
Yes.
these are some nice chargers. I can't even open up this.
It does
this
look nice.
one
I
here
saw
yet.
those, and I was tempted by them, but I did not.
They're so slim. Like, it's a really nice. This is the 35 watt one.
That's nice. What's the bigger one? How many watts is the big one? The big one.
65, and it does 2 output at once.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I just grabbed those because they were sitting on my desk. So I wasn't meaning to like throw those in the episode, but here we are now.
Here
Some
we
new USB-C bricks, great for your new iPhone, your new
It is
iPad
nice.
Mini, whatever it is.
I like this. I like the slim stuff. But we've got more HomeKit news. Let's do it. We have Netatmo. Netatmo has finally released its first smart lock, and it's this like kind of barrel style lock. Rather expensive. It's 380 euros, which I think is maybe it's like $20. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's very expensive. But also, it is HomeKit compatible, but not HomeKey. So you can see it in the app and lock it and unlock it from the app, but it's not HomeKey like NFC with your watch or your phone. And frankly, I'm like, what are you doing in 2023, almost 2024, without doing a HomeKey lock? So, also it does 4 AAA batteries, I believe it is. And I will just say, I actually got a low battery warning on my Acura U100 after installing it, like a month or 2 ago. And so that doesn't necessarily bode well for the battery life on that. But, yeah, so I'm not, I don't know. It's okay. What do you think? Netatmo.
I think it looks nice, and it does support NFC to get in. I swear I saw this like 5 years ago. I was like a teenager when I saw this thing first at CES. It's been a hot second. That's why they put it finally in the headline there in parenthesis. Because this has been a long time coming, so I don't know what the delay was here. I really don't, but it is interesting. I love the Netatmo stuff. Their stuff is always like performance-wise rock solid. I know Steve and I both have like the weather stations, I think, and I really like them. I like all of their other stuff. This just seems like a little outdated for the time that's getting to the market. It is a nice retrofit solution. Easy to install, has NFC, all that stuff. Just, feels a little dated tech-wise at this point. I think what I want to see in locks right now is Thread. Like, that's the one thing that if I'm going to upgrade to, because I think that's going to be the big difference maker, because it's going to be more connected and more reliable than Bluetooth. So, and HomeKit doesn't really allow for Wi-Fi smart locks. It does, but you're going to have your battery die in like a week. So,
right now, and they're like the Level Lock Plus. Even none of them have Thread yet, right? There's no HomeKey.
Well, Level I believe said they have Thread, but they're not enabling the Thread radio until they enable Matter, and they haven't enabled Matter yet.
Well, I mean, that doesn't even like. Why would you not? Every user can benefit if they're in the Apple HomeKit ecosystem.
Ask Level.
Well, that's crazy. Yes, we need a Thread.
They could just be internally. They were working on the Thread work in conjunction with Matter, and they didn't. Just why bother focusing this when we know we're going to add Matter? Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyway, hopefully we'll see a Thread lock. But also, we have one more sponsor we want to thank because we have more things to talk about. We have chargers. You have a bunch of MagSafe stuff that I want to talk about. You have hands-on things over there. I want to see it all. But before we do that, I want to thank our second and final sponsor, ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN. Do you ever get the feeling, Andrew, that someone's watching you? Like maybe from Norway?
Hundreds, if not thousands of people watching.
Literally thousands of
now.
people watching you every week. That is kind of accurate. But I know what you're probably thinking. It's spooky season. Maybe you're just being paranoid. But no, in Andrew's case, he actually has thousands of people watching him. But every day, there might be someone watching what you do, especially on the internet, especially those internet service providers. Don't get me started, okay? You know, all that traffic going through, it's just flowing through the pipes. They're looking at everything. They got the whole assembly line. Every internet service provider, it's like the vitamin and measurement assembly line. Everybody's looking at every piece of data that goes by, every packet, every 1 and 0. Well, listen, you can stop all of that by using ExpressVPN. If you use the internet, and if you're listening or watching this podcast, you probably use the internet. ExpressVPN is an app that you need to be using. And in the U.S., internet service providers are legally allowed to sell your users' browsing activity to advertisers. And it's not just them. Network admin, maybe a school, work, and especially if you're going on those like public Wi-Fi networks, woo, who knows what's happening on there. It's a Wild West. But with ExpressVPN, 100% of your traffic is rerouted through their encrypted servers so no one can see a thing. And my favorite part about ExpressVPN, it is so simple to use. I've literally set it up for other people, and it's not in this part of the ad read, but, you know, if you're a sports fan and maybe you're trying to watch a team that may or may not be available in your possible geographic area because of blackouts or whatever, you can make it look like you're watching in the middle of Utah. I literally helped someone do this, and it's so easy because they could just open the app, press one button, and now they can watch their baseball team. I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say that, so maybe I didn't do that. Maybe not. But anyway, ExpressVPN, it works on all your devices, whether you browse the internet on your phone, tablet, computer. You can use up to 5 devices at the same time under one ExpressVPN subscription. That's like 4 more than can watch it in the same Netflix account at the same time. 5 devices with one ExpressVPN subscription. So stop letting people invade your privacy, and right now, get 3 extra months of ExpressVPN for free when you go to expressvpn.com/HKI. That's expressvpn.com/HKI. expressvpn.com/HKI. To learn more, that link is also in the show notes. Our thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this episode. All right, we have chargers. Chargers, MagSafe, all the chargers. This first one here, Zagg, which I'm still confused if it's Zagg, mophie. I think it's both. But anyway, this is Zagg. Zagg is a 3-in-1 extendable stand with MagSafe. This thing telescopes. Lets you literally see the stars. That's also not true. But it lets you extend the top of the MagSafe, and it has the Apple Watch puck, and it has the AirPods thing. Very small footprint, which looks nice. Do you happen to have one of these, like, in hand?
I don't have one in my hand yet, but this one is... You know, and I like things that do things differently, and we have so many charge trees, and this one does something different, and I could see this being... You know, if you're using like a standing desk or something and you want to get a little more height, or you want to tuck this behind something and get a little bit higher, like this is a really cool, maybe you want to put it in your bathroom and you're standing there getting ready and you want to pull your phone up and watch stuff, you know, while you're doing your makeup for the day. I don't know what you do. Like, I think this is just a really neat little device. I'm gonna put it in front of my camera and like put my ad copy or something on it so that I could read it as a little prompter. I don't know, but
there you go.
I like this. This is a really cool idea.
It is cool. Also, Apple Watch fast charging. That's always important. Make sure it has it. It has it. Look at that. $150. I feel like all these 3-in-1s are $150. They're all $150. The Belkin 3-in-1 was on sale for like $120 for the Amazon Big Prime Day Big Deal. However you described it, but I think that's over by the time you hear this. So anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you also have something else, the UGREEN charger. Is this something you have in hand? Is this one of your hands
I
is
have
on?
this one in hand, Steven. I have
All
this
right,
one.
Let's see it.
This one's cool. So Steven can look it up because I'll tell you the whole name. So it's the UGREEN 100-watt MagSafe mini power station. Writing the review is really fun because there's no other way to describe it other than all 8 of those words. So that's cool. But other than the name, this thing is dope. This is it right here. It's very compact. It's just a little gray cylinder, shorter than a can of pop. It's like a gunmetal gray.
Can of pop.
On the front, you've got 2 USB-C and a USB-A port. On the back, standard AC power input. So like your standard, like I think it's like a C6 cable.
The figure
I think.
8 looking thing. It's the Apple
like
TV
plugs
cable.
into your PlayStation or whatever. And it comes with 2 cable ties, which is nice. And then the top of it pivots up into a MagSafe charger for anyone who is watching.
Nice.
So couple things to note. First, GaN tech, which is why this is actually very small. Like the footprint is probably similar to Apple's 96-watt power adapter, like for the Mac, like if we're talking about overall volume, but you have a MagSafe pad and 3 USB outputs on top of just fitting in the electronics. So you got a ton of stuff packed into this thing. It's quite hefty, like it's got some weight to it. So
Sure.
that's like a small downside about using this for travel, but other than that, I really like it. So as I said, 100 watts of power. When you plug in your laptop, you can basically fast charge almost all of Apple's laptops except for the 6-inch MacBook Pro, because you need like the 140 watt for that one. But everything else can do up to 96. There's a lot of fun power math. I try to break it down a little bit in the review post that we will link, because it'll be live by the time you guys watch or listen to this. But essentially, the top will always do 15 watts as its maximum capacity. So if you're putting anything on the MagSafe charger and of your iPhones, they will do 15 watts. Then the other stuff just gets broken down into like 65 and 35, and you can get 22 and a half, I think, from the USB-A port. So it just depends on how you mix and choose what you plug in. But 100 watts of total power output. It even has like these little silicone feet on the bottom, and it sounds really nice. It feels really nice when it sits down on your desk, because it feels really solid between the weight and those little silicone pads on the bottom. This is cool. Supports standby mode, gives you good like probably 65 degrees or so of tilt on the top. But yeah, this is the new UGREEN 100 watt GaN mini MagSafe power station.
So no Apple Watch charger on it, to be clear, right?
Correct.
No. So yeah, so no Apple Watch. But I've been tempted by these different, like, give me 4 or 5 USB ports in addition to a MagSafe thing. And also, I like Anker has a couple of these where it's like a very thin, like a shallow power strip, basically, where you can actually plug, full-on plugs in the top, but it also has USB-C ports. I want to buy one of these things, but here's the thing, Andrew. I'm going to get real close to the microphone. I don't want to see USB-A ever again. I don't want to see it. I don't want it. And I don't want to get something that I'm not going to use the port ever. I'm never going to use that USB-A port. So I want somebody, I don't know if it's like a technical limitation, if it's like a power delivery thing. I want something like this, but all USB-C. I want like 8 USB-C ports with 0 USB-A ports. Does this exist? Am I crazy?
So I have asked this question at CES like every year, and first I will tell you, you're in the minority. And I mostly agree with you, because there, especially with like a lot of these USB-C hubs and Thunderbolt docks, it's like, here's 4 USB-A ports for you. And I'm like, stop it. There's a couple reasons why people do this. So the first is just power limitations. USB-C can technically go up to like, stupid amount of power. If you're doing USB PD, it's like 120 watts or something as your maximum output, and it can confuse people. So if you have like a Thunderbolt dock with like 6 USB-C ports on there, which ones support which power? And then it costs more for each one that you do USB-C PD on, and depending on what version of PD, all that stuff. So it gets very expensive to manufacture at that point, and it gets confusing for consumers if you have 6 or 8 USB-C ports on a product of which ones will do what. And then finally, the last thing is that there are people who still use USB-A devices, like a shockingly large. I was hanging out with our neighbors, and all their devices, like, they still support basically USB-C, and like they do have Android phones, but they are all USB-C, and they have been for years. But they're like, man, I just got a new charger, and it's all these like new USB-C ones. I can't power anything. It's hard to like, who uses this USB-C thing? That's what I think most people are at. Like, people listen to the show, we're all in USB-C. But if you talk to just a regular person, they got a cable for 10 years, and they're annoyed about it. I've seen so many people complain about the new iPhone and having to find a USB-C charger and everything. And I think that's kind of the general world we live in. So for this to come out with MagSafe and 2 USB-C, I don't mind having the 1 USB-A, because sometimes if I use this for travel, sometimes I had to like borrow a cable or something if I like really forgot something. And I also have a my insulin pump still uses micro USB on it. It's obnoxious. And guess what? If I ever don't have a cable and I need one, no one's making a USB-C to micro. Yes, they do exist. Yes, I have bought some on Amazon. That's fine. But if you're going somewhere and all of a sudden, oh crap, my pump's at 10%, I need to grab a cable. And I'll go buy one. It's going to be USB-A. And then I don't have a USB-A charger. So
I see.
I see it. And we're still getting new products that come out now. Like, I'm pretty sure I get a lot of products that actually ship with USB-C to USB-A cables.
Yes, I do get those.
What's obnoxious is they don't even support USB-C PD. So if you plug them into one of these USB-C ports, it's not going to work. It's not going to charge. This is the fun of USB-C, folks. This is the world you want to live in.
Welcome.
So you actually have to use a USB-A to USB-C cable to power certain USB-C devices. So there is space for that USB-A cable, as much as I agree and want all Type-C.
Okay, so what I heard you say in that spiel is that normal people are the problem. People who listen to this podcast, if you're literally hearing my voice right now, you are not the problem because you know USB-C. It's everybody else. So I think the goal is to get everybody in the world to listen to HomeKit Insider, and then no one will be the problem.
Here's what we do, folks. We're all going to band together and solve this issue by the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
For whatever holiday you do.
Yep.
Christmas,
Kwanzaa. Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, Halloween. I don't care.
Thanksgiving.
Buy a pack of cheap certified USB-C cables and just start handing them out like flipping candy this Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever.
Genius.
Stick them in stockings.
Genius.
Just get them for everyone you know. Get them like a 3-pack in 3 different sizes, a short, medium, and a long one. And if everybody just gifts USB-C cables this Christmas, everyone will have USB-C cables, and it'll be solved. All the tech people just need to pretend. I know you all have 100 of them. You probably get annoyed you got more cables, but no one else has them.
Regift it.
Regift them. Yep.
Regift
just start
them.
giving them away. My neighbors were
nice
like, I had to
tie?
go and buy cables online because I didn't have them. Buy them for the holidays. Just do it.
Andrew, I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at.
You can get cheap packs of them.
We could literally change the world with this, Andrew. I like where your head's at. Here's what we need. Listen, everyone. This is the stocking stuffer gift for the season, okay? You don't have to think about it. You don't have to try and get a digital photo printed or a digital picture frame for the 18th time. No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to try and look to see. No. USB-C cables. And get a nice one. Don't get the super cheap one that's like a millimeter thick. You can get them a halfway decent one for not very expensive. We'll put a link. I'll tell you what, we'll put links to USB-C cables in the show notes that we would recommend that are great stocking stuffers. I think the HomeKiteers, the HomeKiteer army, we could literally change the world just by giving everybody USB-C cables. And it solves it. World peace. USB-C.
Absolutely.
We'll
put a couple USB-C power adapters in there too. I mean, we got the Nanoleaf or the Nomad ones above. But we'll throw in some other cheap, just your normal basic 35-watt, tiny little plugs, 27-watt little ones.
Solved it. I think 175 episodes has led us to this point, Andrew, where we can change the world with USB-C.
Yep.
Thank you. I now see color bars for Andrew's video. He just signed off. What just happened? Or maybe his computer died because he was talking about how his laptop wasn't charging. Anyway, maybe that's the show. I think. Oh no, he's back. I think. Maybe, I can't tell. Maybe the show just ended, and I just didn't realize it. What is happening?
Just camera died.
Okay, great. Well, we only have a couple minutes left. We have some other things we could do save for next time. Tell me about one more charger, the Casetify, which I feel like Casetify is on like a marketing blitz. I see them on everywhere, TikTok, YouTube.
They are one of the most known brands with their like cases and accessories. You will know them from the little ring, the black ring around like the lens. Will say Casetify, and it's just like, kind of like iconic. Like that's literally, you'll see so many influencers snapping selfies, and they. Like, Casetify knows what they're doing when they do that. Like, you're taking selfies, and you literally just see the brand right there around the camera. It's very well known.
They know they're
so this is, I believe this is a newer product from them. But MagSafe compatible. Of course, you have the Casetify ring around the MagSafe puck. It's got a really nice. I really like the design of this.
It's nice.
And I've heard a lot of people say the quality-wise, it's really, really good. Weighted base, brushed like aluminum stem, like that holds up the back. Has a great appearance to it. I like the little ball and pivot joint on the actual puck itself to adjust up and down.
Yeah.
It looks really refined. Downside is it's not actual MagSafe, just MagSafe compatible, so you're looking at 7.5 watts. Yeah, they don't have any MagSafe certified stuff at all, which is a bummer because I really, really like the looks of this one. I just like that the stem. It looks like you'd see this in an Apple store, like just the pad on the bottom that's all white and the kind of brushed aluminum for the back.
Looks good.
It looks like one they'd be sitting in the Apple stores.
It looks good. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it could be your bespoke standby kitchen stand. You know, you could do that. Look, it looks nice for that. But we'll put links to that. We'll put links to that. Everything we talked about in the show notes. The USB C cables that are going to change the world, and all of that you'll see it in the show notes. You can go to youtube.com/HomeKit Insider to watch the show. You could watch the color bars that appeared on Andrew's screen. You can watch us. I don't even know whoa. Andrew's
This is going to have to be for the next episode. This is basically a humidifier that's been designed by Johnny Ive. I'm not even kidding. That's basically. I'm poking buttons.
Johnny Ive is in the room with Andrew. Right? No, I'm just kidding. But something he designed. Okay, that looks like the what was it? The Harman Kardon speakers you used to get for your computers.
Yes, that's what this is based off, and those were designed by Johnny Ive. The Harman Kardon original sound sticks with an iSub. This was called the iSub, and it looked identical to this.
Wow. I just blew my own mind. I didn't realize that was designed by Johnny Ive. Oh, my word.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm saying this is basically an Apple-designed humidifier, because literally Johnny Ive essentially designed this.
All right, we got to save it.
It looks like exactly.
My goodness.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about it.
We'll talk about it next episode. I just blew my own mind. I had no idea that Harman Kardon thing was designed by Johnny Ive. Wow. This episode, this is a pivotal point, I think, in our history, Andrew. This episode is going to go down in the annals. Got to be careful how you say that. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And all the links in the show notes. Tune in next time for Johnny Ive's bespoke humidifier designed by kind of Apple. Side note. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
See you, everybody.